Oh, we're back on. The match is finished. I can wake up. Get your views in, get your comments in. Boy, oh boy, that was boring. I'm trying to be positive. Get your views in, get your comments in. Let us know what you think about a 0-0 draw at home to Brighton. Champions League? Get your views in. Get on your feet. Don't sleep. Lift the keys. Dig deep. Get on your feet. Don't sleep. Lift the keys. Dig deep. Got to dig deep. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. The game has finished. It's Leicester Fan TV. This is your chance to get your views and your comments in. If you think it was great, you can say so. If you thought the players were great, you can say so. Whatever you want to say, you can say. Carl Cole says one word, and he says garbage. Simon May says that was shocking. Chris Butterley, want to come on to that? How's that not a penalty, Chris? I agree. I think what's the point in VAR if we can't spot a goal that's behind the post at Aston Villa against Sheffield United? What's the point in VAR if it hits a defender's hand when he's like that in the middle of the air? I do not know either with you, Chris. So get your views in, get your comments in. Going to give away all that hard work. Not happy, says Callum, talking about the start of the season obviously being fantastic and the back end since Christmas being a mess. Carlos is saying, got to be honest, disappointed. I think that's a bit of an understatement in there. Graham Ball isn't using many words there. I think we all can read exactly what he is. Listen, I've put the link out there. And if you want to come in and give us your video chat views, you absolutely can do. Hayden says the only way Dunk's arm could be more unnatural is if he stuck it between his legs. Daz says didn't look like we wanted to win. FFS, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to say that. Andy Smith, where are we? Sorry, Stuart Widow saying not starting with the best 11. So listen, you've got to mix the players up a little bit. It's a lot of games and a lot of time, but two defensive midfielders, Stuart. I know somebody called Claude something or other. If he'd have done that, you'd have been going mental. Chelsea are going to turn us over on Sunday, Kevin says. Matt is saying absolute poop. Tielemans, Maddison, Vardy, all up way off the pace. We're looking amateur. Let's just face it, Matt Gills, I've took that off the screen, but he is not happy at all. Get your views in. Listen, this is what we're about. We're a fans channel. We're not the football club. We're not a media channel. We are the fans. If you think it was shocking, as Stephanie has said, you can absolutely say that. Dan says pre-season feel about the game. It's not pre-season. This is the last 9 games. We've just drawn away at Watford in a pretty lacklustre 1-1. We've just drawn at home in a very boring, as somebody here has just said, well, Rob's right. I'm not sure we should have won, Rob. I didn't see enough to see if we won, Rob. If you disagree with me, you say it. Zachary is saying, Leo says, was it the same Leicester we've seen at the start of the season? Zachary is saying it's very disappointing. Roger says, Ball, what happened to attacking football today? Keep those comments coming in. I'm going to bring Jamie in from the Fox's Arms. I've put the link out there so people can click on as well. Jamie, wakey.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. I can hear you.
I didn't know what to say.
Yes, I can.
I didn't know what to say at all, pal. It's just absolutely unbelievable. I just don't know what to say.
Tears watching it.
The only positive we can say is the second half was a little bit better. Other than that, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I'm shocked. I never thought we'd have a performance like that. It was like a Sunday morning pub team for the dog and gun. We couldn't find a blue shirt. Every ball was going. The first touch was a waste of time. Oh, it was.
Mark's saying here, Mark Gatwood is saying, wrong formation, poor, did not look confident, Brighton better team, Jamie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, we looked wrong. It was the wrong, even though I love a 4-4-2, it was the wrong formation. We had no creativity in the middle of midfield. And we did look poor. and Brighton were the better side, and I think we were lucky to get a point.
Jamie, if you may, I'm going to add AD in. AD, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Very good, AD. Thanks for clicking on the link. It's your chance. You can say what on earth you want to like, but keep it clean.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us were very bored by it. It wasn't particularly dynamic, but obviously we're not going to get that in the current climate, are we? We know that the sharpness, the match fitness, the mentality of the driving force that we've previously had, we're not going to have that now. No team is going to have that now. They're not going to have the momentum now. We as fans have to accept that.
Yep.
But when you've got players like Maddison, Tielemans, that are the creative players, that are the technical based players, that have that ball, that killer ball, that gift, their technical ability, and that shouldn't be. That's not gone, has it? That should be still there.
But AD, I hear what you're saying, AD. But you could say that about every team in the league. About that, it's going to be different playing for them. I'm going to ask you, AD, and you can be honest. Who was a better team, Leicester or Watford? Who was a better team, Leicester or Brighton?
Leicester finished stronger towards the game tonight, I felt. After some changes, we were a little bit too narrow first sort of 40, 45, 60 minutes. But I thought once we made the changes and went a bit wider, stretched them a little bit, because you've got Dunk. He's 6'7", 6'6" or something. Huge guy, lumping the ball forward. We've got Vardy and Kelly up for Kells up front. We're never ever gonna compete in the air against that. So you stretch him a little bit, open the gap up a little bit. You know, that's the idea of playing probably a wider. We got some decent balls in from Barnes. He looked tricky when he came on. We just didn't seem to threaten like we have done. But again, that's down to momentum, I think, and down to the current condition. The teams, all teams, it's all going to be the same for all these teams. Every single team that's having to play during this COVID situation we're all faced with, it's all going to change. It's changed everything, hasn't it? We know, we see that every game.
I'm going to just read out some comments, and I'm going to come to Jamie, and then I know I've got Ross waiting in the wings. Click on the link if you want to come on and let us know what you want to say. Somebody on Facebook, don't forget, if you're watching the Facebook group, if you want to click on a certain link, then I can see your name and that. But somebody said, why Gray and not all Brighton? We've got no aerial threat as well, somebody else has said, which I agree. We were putting the ball in there, AD, just like AD was saying, and we've got Dunk, Duffy. The Brighton centre-backs are massive in there. The Watford way, thanks, lads, for coming on and watching our stuff. You did us on Saturday 1-1, but they're saying a really poor performance from Leicester. Do the players think they have top four secured and therefore aren't quite running that extra yard? Watford way are asking that, Jamie.
Oh, yeah. I think they should be up for it. They should have been up for it knowing they need to get a few wins and they've qualified. They just don't seem up for it. They've had months to think about this. I do think a lot of it is there's no crowd there and no passion from the crowd. But the players should know that this time next year, well, not this time next year, but next season, they could be in the Champions League again. And that's the performance they ought to be making, but they're not making that performance. They're not playing that well. They don't, like on the commentator tonight, they asked who was the relegation team and who was the Champions League going for Champions League team. You couldn't tell really. If anybody, you'd have thought it was Brighton because Brighton had the better game. So we've got to start pulling a finger out, pal. We really have.
I'm going to AD one more thing for you to say before you go, because I'm going to let some others on. Onwards and upwards. You seem very positive, AD.
We have to be, don't we? We've sort of started from a lesser than pre-season build-up, so momentum can only go upwards, can't it? You've just got to find the right formula again after that long layoff, and pick the right players to suit the right match. You know, some games are going to be different. Some games are going to be, a bit of run of the mill like we've seen the first two, but probably in sort of 4, 5, 6 games along the line from starting again. You would hope to think they've got some momentum, some more match fitness, some more match sharpness, and we'll see more improved displays.
Thanks, Adi. Thanks for joining us and clicking on the link. Hope to get you on again.
Always, guys. Good to see you again. See you soon.
I'm going to add in Ross and Michael as well. Michael, am I right in saying, Michael, you're from the States, aren't you? We've met before down at the King Power.
That's right, Phil. I'm out here on the West Coast. We had a 10 o'clock kickoff.
Come on then, Michael. What do you reckon to today?
I don't like the way that we're using our 5 subs. It felt like they used their subs earlier and had a bunch of fresh legs while we were kind of lagging around. And I mean, we brought our legs on towards the end, and we found a little more space. But I think it might have been a little too late. Yeah, that's my call. And I think that also happened last game with the Watford. Like, we used our subs a little too late.
Do you think he's got to make changes a little bit because of the amount of games, Michael? Do you think that was the wrong setup today with two central defensive midfielders?
Definitely. We needed someone to get the ball in the middle and make that turn. Mendy couldn't do it. His first touch wasn't that good, and Ndidi didn't do it either. We needed someone to make that turn in the middle earlier when we saw the space forming while their legs were getting tired. And then they brought in their fresh legs, and I think that was just the really boring part of the game right there. That's for sure.
Michael, thanks for joining us all the way from which part of the States are you in? I know you said West Coast.
Yeah, Tacoma, Washington, about 30 miles south of Seattle.
Fantastic. Join us again. Please come on again, Michael, next time.
Definitely. Go Foxes.
Cheers.
I love that.
Come
Go
on, you
Foxes.
Foxes.
It's just like Don. Well done. Cheers, Michael.
Yeah, come on. Did he have kegs and eggs this morning, though?
I did. Steak and egg burrito.
Fantastic. Thanks, Michael. We'll see you soon. I'm going to let Michael go because we've got Ross has been waiting. Don't forget, the link is out there if you want to come on and don't just watch what we're saying. We're the fans show. We want your fans' views on it. You come on and say it. Keep it clean, but say it. Go on then, Ross. What do you want to say?
Oh, he's gone. Oh.
No.
Go on, Ross.
Wow. I don't know how to explain that. Probably the most exciting thing is my pizza's right next to me, and your show, oh wow! I don't know. It was really poor, and we need it. To be honest, we're only 4 points clear of Chelsea now. A few months ago, before all this pandemic stuff, we were 12 points clear, something like that. It's 4. Now, a team like Brighton, no disrespect, they play very well, to be fair. They came looking for the point. Great save from Kasper. And just point it out there, Kasper Schmeichel's made more penalty saves than his dad in the Premier League.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah.
Just put that out there. A lot of people say, yeah, he'll never be as good as his dad, but save more penalties. I think you were saying about aerial width. I think with Vardy, he's not used to playing with a striker next to him. He's always used to playing on his own. Like, it's always happened in the past. We've had Friars and Howard, or we've had Nugent, Wagon and Howard and stuff. Vardy just cannot work with a striker. But if we was going to have a striker, I mean, Iniacho, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he's not good in the air. He's like a
Ross, listen, I'm gonna ask this to you, Ross, and then to you, Jamie, and then hopefully, we'll open it out. And I want to know what people think. You played with two, Jamie. We said before the game, 2 strikers. We're old school. We like that. We like 2 strikers. I like it. But I don't like it when you play with 2 central defensive midfielders. It's 2. No. We want to attack, but we're not. It's like mixed messages, isn't it, Jamie?
It was sort of. Well, I don't know what it was like, to be honest. It was a weird kind of. You're playing 2 up top, and you're playing 4-4-2. You're meant to have at least 1 creative midfielder in there, so you've got a holding midfielder. But playing 2 holding midfielders, and Maddison looked lost. When Maddison looked lost on the left, with Gray going here, there, and I mean, don't start me on Gray, but going here, there, and everywhere, it just didn't work. And I mean, I know I could see what he was doing. I think he was waiting for them to tire, and then he finished with the strongest team, apart from Justin, instead of Pereira. That was the finish. That was the strongest team to finish with. I could see what he was doing. Hopefully, they'll tire and the strong team will come on, but it just didn't work. Just didn't work at all.
Ross, I'm going to let you go tonight, Ross. Thank you for coming on. Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Cheers, Ross. See you later.
I'm going to bring in Reese, and then I've got Chappers. I've got Zachary. If you're there, Zachary, wait there. Same for you, Chappers. Reese, come on. What do you want to say? Keep it clean.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Nice knees, by the way. Lovely knees.
I know, I love it. I don't really know what to say after today. I don't know how much more I can defend Demarai Gray, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Demarai Gray, but I don't know how much more I can defend him. I watched him today, and he's standing on the touchline. He's not making any runs in behind. I don't know. I don't really know what to say to that. Why isn't Dennis Pratt playing? is the biggest question. If he's fit and on the bench, why isn't he playing the part? Absolutely ridiculous.
Not happy, Reece.
Yeah, I'm the same about Gray. Same about Gray as well.
Gray, I mean, I love Demarai Gray. When he plays and he's got that 5-10 minute spell, he's got that ability. He's got the ability to go and show, and he's got the ability to go and do it. In my opinion, I think he can be up there in the top wingers in the Premier League. In my opinion, he doesn't show it enough, and it really frustrates me as a fan. Because I'm a Leicester fan. I've been supporting Leicester all my life. I mean,
listen, I'm going to say, and I've put Jordan's message on there. Don't start me on Gray, but he's probably done more than anybody these past 2 games. And Jordan's saying he's his biggest critic. I thought I don't want to pick on Demarai Gray today, to be fair, because I don't think you can scapegoat him. I've got to be fair. I said to my lads, we were watching it, and I said, I don't think anybody's had a bad game today. Reece, you have the final say on this before I let you go. I don't think anybody had a particularly bad game. I just think nobody particularly had a great game. Do you disagree with that? Or
I agree. I just think Gray stood on the touchline a few times when he could have got him behind. I mean, I don't know why Mendy was playing. I like Mendy, but he shouldn't be had players like Tielemans and Pratt. So like I said, you're right, Phil. To be fair, I don't think anyone really had a bad game. Just in his bit of experience, I don't think he had a great game. To be honest, he got the penalty away, and then a few times he got the ball away, and but it's expected from a youngster, of that age. But like you said, I agree with you. I don't think anyone had a bad game. I just don't think it was up to the standard that we expect as getting in the Champions League. If we want to get into the Champions League, we've got to put in better performances. And for me, that wasn't a Champions League performance today.
Thanks, Reece.
Too many below average performances, Reece.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks, Reece. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to let you go. Do come on again, Reece. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you later, Reece.
I've got Chappers and I've got Zachary. I'm going to add Zach in first, then you, Chappers. Okay, so bear with, as they would say. Zachary, good evening.
Good afternoon from Northwest Arkansas. The biggest thing
It's
I
my
really
American
noticed,
Fox.
yeah. So the biggest thing that I really noticed, because I was sitting in the pub watching with a Tottenham supporter, is that it felt like Vardy was by himself for most of the time when he got serviced, where there was not enough blue shirts to be around him to go, let's say, like, if Vardy had a very sharp corner he couldn't convert, he can go pass it towards the back, or he can go pass it to where they can go create some more chances. We never really gave him a lot of opportunities. The same issue we had in Watford, where he just never really had that chance.
Yeah, so, I mean, just Zachary, just not really top 4 performance, would you say?
To be able to have to earn only 2 points out of possible 6 is pretty disappointing for sure. To where we could have easily escaped away with 4. Especially, we should have beat Brighton today. Brighton was one of those games where if we could not beat them at least 1-0, 2-0, then we have to do something different, either change the formation or even change the lineup.
Zachary, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to let you go. That's been brilliant. I hope you enjoyed it over there in the States.
All right. Thank you all for letting me be on.
Come on again. Please come on
Zachary.
again.
Let's see what Chappie's got to say then, Phil.
Come on then. Let's Chappers. How did you, Chappers? I want to ask you. I know you were doing on your hot mic, Chappers. You were doing a chat along, a walk along, a talk along. How on earth did you talk through that?
Mate, that was one of the hardest gigs I've ever had to do in my own back garden. Honestly, I had nothing to talk about. It was hard. That was a hard gig. That was 2 hours 10 talking about Kasper's save, basically.
He rang me up at half time to get some interesting comments.
It was awful. It was that bad. I mean, the performance, what? It was very Claude Puel ball, wasn't it?
Let's your opinions, guys. First of all,
fucking hell.
Was that a handball towards the end?
Sorry.
Yes.
Do you think?
Yes.
I thought that was a handball. I thought in the modern game,
yeah,
that's VAR. Look at that and go.
It was actually like that behind him.
Unnatural position, and it was going to go by. But we're clutching at straws, Chappers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stop clutching. Don't know, mate. I've got nothing to say. You've got a full camera, full screen.
We've got Chappers. There's nothing to say.
Nothing. There is. I think we're all.
What? How do I can't sugarcoat it. It wasn't a loss, but I mean,
the only positive was a point. We didn't lose, but other than that, that's it. That's the only thing you can take from it.
I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, a biscuit, and let the good times roll because that was shocking.
Where do we go from that? I mean, listen. Go on,
Madders was poor.
No. Yeah. Normally I can talk the eyelids off a donkey, but
I think everybody was a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I don't think anybody dipped below a 5 or 6, but I don't think anybody went above it. I don't remember us having a shot on target. Apparently, we had 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was just Sunchu's head, the pinball. His head. That he didn't know that was coming, really, did he? Let's be honest. And other than that, nothing.
Did we have a shot in the second half? I can't remember. I know Brighton didn't.
No, I did say again while we were watching it. I said it was painful watching it. I said this is painful watching this as a Leicester fan. Let alone, I can't believe many neutrals are watching. I know the guy from the Watford Way was on there, but we've got Locks joining us. I'm going to bring Locks in. Don't forget, the link is out there. If you want to get your views, get your questions in. Locks is about to join us. Mark Charles
very soon.
Says, for God's sake, Jamie, get the bar open. We all need a beer.
I wasn't going to have a drink, but I think I might have to tonight.
Mate. I mean, I had loads of neutrals in my hot mic stream. I had loads of neutral fans talking about like what Leicester players had like at their team, and they all said Ndidi or Maddison. That's it. No one rates Chilwell. They all say he's a fraud.
Oh, don't say that when Mark Charles has just been on. Please don't say about not rating Chilwell.
All the neutrals on my streams all said Chilwell's a fraud. What does that say?
Let's bring in Locks. I'm going to bring in Locks. Let's add him in. Don't forget, the link is still out there if you want to click on it and get your views in before we finish off. Locks, good evening to the show. How are you, mate? What would you like to say?
I'm just going to say...
Very good. How are you?
I'm going. I've got to go. So, yeah.
He's had enough. Chappers is off.
He's had enough.
And you know what? I've signed up.
Is my face that bad, eh?
No. I've signed up to the next stream. I don't even know why I've done it for. I've signed up to the next one.
FA Cup doesn't matter. It's a different game.
I'm going. Enjoy, lads. See you later.
See you later, Chappers. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
No offense, Chappers. Go on then, Locks. What would you like to say?
No, he's gone as well now.
Oh, Locks, we're about to add you in there and we've just lost his stream. Let's see. Hopefully he kicks back in a second. I mean, somebody's just put in there the questions. Who was man of the match, Jamie, today?
I'd give it to Mr. Michael just for the penalty save.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, that's all you can do. Penalty save deserves man of the match, I think. No, what else stands out in your mind? Really?
I'm trying to remember. Do you know what stood out from my mind in today's game? I took the TV outside. Outside, Jamie, and I had a barbecue. So the best bit was some beautiful chicken on the barbecue. Locks, let's bring it back to you. What would you like to say?
Hi, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
All right. After that, yeah. No, I was just going to say. Obviously, I agree with a lot of the comments that have been made. Obviously, Gray's getting a lot of comments. I don't think they're fully deserved. I think the last two games he's been one of the better performers. I think we a lot of people are quick to jump on Chilwell's back, Gray's back, but I think, and I've seen a few comments, I don't think you can really leave Maddison out of that. Not just today, but at the end of the last, before the break as well. I know he is one of them players who is very, he'll be very quiet, 9 games, and then the 10th game, he'll be very good. But yeah, it's not going to very lackluster performance, definitely. And, it's easy to say, obviously it's because of, no fans and things like that, but you do see other teams, playing very well without the fans as well. So yeah, it's a difficult one, but something definitely needs to change. And one more thing I will say is as well, I think Jamie mentioned it. I've noticed it before. I think Brendan does leave it too late sometimes to make some subs. I think if Barnes had another 10, 15 minutes on the pitch today, he might have been able to pull something together.
Locks, what do you think? Glenn is saying 2 defensive midfielders at home v Brighton, wrong selection, too late to make subs, draws not good enough. What do you think to that, Locks? Can you hear us, Locks?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Glenn is saying
two
defensive midfielders at home was the wrong selection.
No, his Wi-Fi's playing up.
He's gone. He's gone. I'm going to let Locks go. Great to get Locks on, but sadly his Wi-Fi's letting him down there. Jamie, that was Glenn saying that 2 defensive midfielders. We've touched on it already.
We've done it before, haven't we? When did we last do it? Pure. And it didn't work then, and people were having a go. And I thought that comment there, I thought Gray gave 100%. I'm not sure about that.
I'm going to stand up for Demarai Gray. I'm not necessarily his biggest fan, but Jamie, today I didn't see him do anything worse than anybody else. I thought he was.
I saw a lot of ball watching from him, but there was ball watching from.
Yes.
And he was like standing on the ball and trying to do his flicks and tricks with his feet and round 2 or 3 players. It's not the type of game. We don't need that type. You need to be direct. There was no direct from from Gray or Barnes when they came on. There was no direct balls. They had a chance to run at the players, but there was nothing direct down the wings. Nothing at all. They kept stopping. Got to the penalty box, and then it was back with Solanke or Evans. It's this back pass. I got lambasted by people about Puel and saying, no, this is the way we're going forward. Now Rodgers is doing it, and no one is. It's still the backward sideways. It's too slow. It's far too slow. It really is.
Well, somebody on Facebook, don't forget, if you're on Facebook in the group, you need to click on that link to allow StreamYard to put your name up. But they're saying more direct is needed. We are not good at playing this slow build-up. Gray was on par. Adrian, I totally agree with you. I just think Gray had as good a game as anybody else, which wasn't that good, if I'm honest. Brighton were up for this game, says Carl. After they went against the Gunners and we weren't. Locks is back. Let's see if we can just add Locks. You're back.
Sorry about that. I'm going to it was the internet mess and it's all sorted now. It's fine. Yeah, it's all sorted.
Fine.
Yeah. I don't know how much you heard from what I was saying.
Two defensive midfielders. What did you think to that?
I've heard you say it a few times tonight. Yeah, very, very Puel. I mean, obviously, I don't know what everyone was watching on. I was watching on Sky. Within 5 minutes, they were saying, the last time that those two played with each other was under Puel. It was very weird. I think you mentioned at the end of the game, it was our strongest 11. I mean, I was saying it in the chat earlier. It's like, when you've got. I know he did switch, but when you see him playing on the wing, coming in, it's just not going to work. We saw it time and time again under Puel. We all know what his best position is. Iheanacho, over the past year, he's shown glimpses of him, playing really well with those one touches over to Vardy. But yeah, it just didn't work tonight, not at all.
No, I'm a bit lost now, Jamie, where to go with this. You take over.
No, I'd rather not. I'm struggling to say anything, Phil. I really am. The only thing I can say is come and join me and Tom tomorrow night at 7:30 on the Fox's Tail with Phil G. We might get a bit more excitement tomorrow night with me and Tom.
Phil G. Sunday is the FA Cup. We're not going to preview that too much. I said before the game, I'm a massive fan of the FA Cup. I'd love us to win it, except this season, to be fair, fans can't go. Therefore, what's the point in the FA Cup is my honest opinion. To an extent, Champions League is what I want us to do. We've got Chelsea on Sunday. Next, on July the 1st, we've got Everton Locks away.
I mean, how typical is that of Leicester City? If we were to get it to the final and there's no fans, I think it's very, very Leicester City-like.
You can see it already, can't you?
I can see it. I can see us lifting the FA Cup trophy to an empty ground. I can see that definitely. But it's going to be a tough game. I mean, it's going to be like the duel of top four. Third place if you like. Us against Chelsea on Sunday. We're making it easy for them, aren't we, to catch up with us in the league? I think we might do them in the cup. But yeah, like you said, it's going to be difficult. And if we do make it to the final, it's not going to be the same as what it would have been.
No, and a few people again agreeing with you guys a little bit about Maddison perhaps not being. Well, he certainly wasn't at his best the last couple of games.
No.
AD's having a little joke here with us, saying he'd be more excited being locked in a room with Reece and Ross.
Yeah, I know where AD's coming with that, so yeah.
I don't even want to get into previewing the Chelsea game, to be fair, at the moment with you guys. I just think,
no, let's get this over and done with first.
Let's let this settle. And the FA Cup is just a different thing on Sunday. I was going to say I'm excited. I just want to get on with next Wednesday. Locks, I'm going to let you go because we've got Josh, aka Sportster, just joining us. So thanks, Locks, for joining us tonight.
Cheers. Thank you.
Have you seen Keith Goddard's comment there?
Keith?
To them playing the Underpants next game.
Gosh, dear. No, I can't see that one. We should put that up there. Don't forget, guys, I have put the link out there. You're still watching. You're still getting your comments in. If you want to click on the link, just like Josh has just done, like Locks has, like AD has, like Michael has from the States, like Zachary from the States, this is what we're here for now. We're here so that you get on here and you give us your views. Josh is here. Josh, what would you like to say?
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good, wasn't it? I don't know what to make of that. I think second half he improved slightly from the first, but overall it was another absolutely shocking performance again. I think at times he showed signs of promise, but overall we just didn't have that cutting edge. Like we just keep passing it around the backs. Even in the 90th minute when we're drawing 0-0 and we still don't go forward, I just don't get it.
I mean, Josh, you're hopefully going to make us another video. You're going to do players' ratings. Is anybody going to score over a 6 in your ratings there?
Anybody over a 5?
Yeah, no, I can't.
But probably nobody below a 5 either, Josh.
Yeah, I think everyone had an average performance today. I think no one stood out. No one really did too bad. I think everyone had a poor game, but no one really excelled. No one did too bad. So, yeah, it was a poor game.
Poor game and just not very interesting, Josh. Not a lot to keep you entertained.
No, I think I was doing a live video myself, and it was like 2 hours of talk. I was reading the comments out for half of it because there's nothing going on in the game. So yeah, it was a boring game. It's just barely even had any chances. Like Leicester, I think we had first half. I think we didn't even have any shots really, and then second half it improved, like I said, but it still wasn't a good performance by Leicester.
Both of you, Jamie, I'm struggling to remember a moment in the game where that bit where you sort of go out your seat a little bit and you go like, ooh. I don't remember one of them. No. I think Maddison, the closest I think I remember is Sonku's header at the back post, which was never one of those moments, and Maddison had a free kick which went 10 yards over.
Maybe Wilkes' tackle when he slid in and got a yellow card, and that was a bit one of them. Other than that,
do you remember anything?
No, Schmeichel, maybe with a penalty save. Going, if that's all we're talking about, penalty save in the whole game. But maybe Schmeichel's penalty save with yes. But other than that, no, nothing.
Josh, anything?
I agree with Jamie. I think Schmeichel's penalty save was about it. Soyuncu's header, kind of, and then there's a few chances, but yeah, nothing really for me.
Ross here says the best bit was the music wasn't bad when we went to a water break. It's about it.
But Josh is a lot younger than us, isn't he, Phil? So we've seen some shockers at Filbert Street, but I think that rates with one of the highest.
It was just a bit bland. Kevin saying about when the keeper threw the ball, Kasper did one of his fantastic little kick-outs towards the end, which went straight out, which was... I remember that, Jamie. Yeah,
I remember there was no passes going to blue shirts at one point. They were just kept not passing it to a blue shirt. The simple thing that even you, me, and Josh probably, because he's a lot younger and fitter, you just pass it to your own man. We couldn't even do that. We couldn't string passes together tonight. It was just so annoying. My missus, she kept saying, "Shut up, will you?" And it just couldn't get the ball to a blue man. Oh, the most interesting part was my missus chasing a mosquito around with a spray can tonight. That was the most interesting part about it, really. She kept going back and forwards in front of the TV trying to get his mosquito. Other than that was the most excitement I had, I think.
Josh, you did a chat along or walk along, whatever you want to call it, the same as Chappers did on a different stream. That's got to be hard work, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was difficult. I just started reading comments out for half it. I wasn't even watching the game, and yeah, half of it was just so boring. There's nothing to talk about.
Neil, I mean, a small moment here. Neil says if Vardy was sharp, he could have turned that keeper's mistake into a goal. I did wonder why we didn't make a bit more of that, Jamie.
Yeah, I think if he'd been sharp, but since Christmas, he hasn't really. I know we've had a 3-month break, but he hasn't really been at his best since Christmas time, has he? Really? And yeah, he would have sorted that out quite easily normally, but he just got it under his feet. We're just not. I think we're very ring rusty, to be honest. We're very disjointed at the minute. So, but Phil, can we just go on to something else now? Because
we can.
We feel more disappointed now.
Josh, if we're honest, the stats, which I don't know them off the top of my head, but the stats since Christmas don't make for great reading. I think it's something like, I think it's 7 points out of a potential 16 or 20 points. It's not a lot, is it?
No, and especially if we're challenging for Europe, that's just not the form we need. It's more like a mid-table form, even relegation form. So, yeah, since Christmas, since the Norwich game, it's just gone downhill, and it's been poor.
Josh, thanks for joining us. I'm just going to let Josh go. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks for coming on, and we look forward to your. If you're going to do us a players' ratings video as well, Josh, this week, that'd be great.
I'll do that.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I'll make it snappy for you. Everybody was a 5. End.
Or 6. Yeah.
See you later, Josh.
Yeah. See you guys. Thanks.
Cheers, Josh.
Jamie,
I think if I remember rightly, Phil, it's 1 win in 7 and 4 wins in 16 or something stupid like that. It's not top 4 stuff, is it? It really ain't.
We've got Jack Marsden here. Jack, hello, Jack.
You're right.
I think Jack. Yeah, Jack, can you hear us? I don't think you've got the best stream, mate. So, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I can hear you. The game was just frustrating in many aspects, both first and second half.
Yeah, I think it was, Jack. I'm going to have to let you go because your stream is so bad. Okay, Jack. Apologies about that. Thanks for coming on, though, Jack. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm going to go back before we finish. Sorry about that Jack couldn't get on with his stream being too bad. I think Mark Charles has probably summed this up. Should we just all agree it was crap and end the show?
Yeah, let's go on that note, shall we?
Thanks,
forget the
Mark.
socials, forget anything else. Mark Charles, totally. First time I think we've all agreed with him.
I quite often agree with him, apart from his Chilwell synopsis. But Mark Charles says it was crap. Let's all go home. It's still sunny. I'm going back in the garden.
No. Nearly night time here, pal. 9:30 here.
Right. Tomorrow night, Phil G.
7:30, me and Tom in the
G-Force is back.
Tails.
Absolutely. Look forward to that, Jamie.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jamie. I'll let you go.
I won't need any sleep tonight, that's for certain.
I think I might struggle to sleep because I've just had 90 minutes of it. So I'll see you later. All right.
I'll see you later.
Thanks, Jamie. Cheers. Let's get a last few of your comments in there. AD says, didn't you have any of Neil Dunn's greatest hits? We should have had a bit of that. Ross says, yeah, we should talk about my flipping burgers. They were good burgers, and that was the highlight. I'll give you that. Raj says, thanks as ever. Time to crack a beer. I think it is. You might need a couple. Carl is saying it's already night time in Cyprus. Listen, guys, it's just what I could have said. It's just one of those evenings. It was a shame after Watford, a shame after Brighton. It's not. Onwards and upwards, Chelsea in the FA Cup on Saturday, Sunday. We always look forward to these things. Phil G to look forward to tomorrow night. Go and follow us at Leicester Fan TV on all the socials. Thanks as ever to all the sponsors. But mostly, thanks for all your comments as ever. Not the result we were looking for tonight in the slightest. And not the game either. Crikey, Riley. Time to go back to sleep. See you later.